Yo, what is going on YouTube? Is the one, the only, the Met character here, guys, today, bringing you not the beginning of Season 3 of what was the UPA and is now the UPU. I am your returning champion, the Met character, coach of your main Malamars, and hopefully with Season 3, we can bring home a W, be the first back-to-back champion in this league. And today is pretty much just going to be a roster review of what I drafted, why I drafted it, and how it's going to benefit me in the long run. So hopefully you guys are hyped. Make sure to hit that like button down below. Comment a comment as always. Comment about my team actually. Tell me what you think about my team. Me personally, after reviewing all the other people's teams, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I believe I have like the most balanced team. And a few other people have said that, so I don't know. I do like the feeling I'm getting with my team. It's definitely, there may not be a lot of synergy, but there's definitely things that work together well and all that fun stuff, and it's just balances itself out really well. So hopefully it'll work out. But anyway, we're gonna try to do this in somewhat of the order of the draft. So like, pretty much, I'm gonna just try to go by tiers, and obviously it's not Smoke on tier, so if something seems like it's in a weird tier, that's probably why. But so let's get started with first should we do Mega or, let's do Mega first, because this is probably the one that everyone's wondering about. My Mega Evolution this season is none other than Mega Metagross. Now, if you did not know, we made our tiers back in March. It was me and Danny. It might have even been before March. Might have been like January or something. I don't fully recall. But we allowed Mega Metagross because we believed it would be fine and it wouldn't be too OP. And since then, about a week and a half ago, I believe it was, Smogon itself banned Mega Metagross. So we debated it. We still are allowing it because, you know, it's Mega Metagross. We didn't think any harm would come too severely. We thought it could be countered. And so I knew with a monster like this running around, that definitely had to be my first pick. Luckily, I did have access to first pick, so I got to take it. As you can see on your screen, its worst stat is HP, but every other stat is above 100. Defense 150, attack 145. Special attack if you want it, I guess, but speed and SPDF at 110. I don't know of anything that can OHKO it, but with the Z-moves running around, it's definitely a problem. So you definitely want to not take your chances with all that. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for yawning, guys. It is 4 a.m. I woke up about 10 minutes ago, realizing I needed a video. Okay. But in terms of what a Mega Metagross can do, it has that Tough Claws, obviously, which, if you did not know, this Pokemon's contact moves have their power multiplied by times 1.3, which means Bullet Punch. I don't think Earthquake is boosted, but you have Bullet Punch, Hammer Arm, Zen Headbutt, Power Up Punch, Ice Punch, Meteor Mash, Pursuit, Thunder Punch, and like I said already, Zen Headbutt. Aerial Ace also down there. Hey, why not? But those are all boosted times 1.3, plus their stab. I mean, it's gonna hurt something. Then, of course, you do have your moves like Earthquake and all that if you need it. Agility if you want to try to get really fast, although I don't know why you would need it unless you're trying to outspeed a Scarfer. Rock Slide, Rest, it's really not a lot of reliable recovery. But in terms of if I wanted a special set, I mean Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Sludge Bomb. It's pretty interesting what it gets. Stealth Rock as well, if I need it. So it's a nice little Stealth Rock setter. Home Claws in another form of setup. Grass Knot, Flash Cannon. So, you know, it's special set's definitely not out of the blue. But it's definitely one of those Pokemon that you're going to have to prep for really well. Otherwise, it could definitely come in and destroy quite a few things. So, oh my gosh, my throat is killing me. I'm sorry, guys. But that was Mega Metagross. That was my first pick. Now, on to my franchise pick. If you did not know, the way our league works is every single person who participates in the previous season and comes back for the next gets one franchise pick, excluding Mega Evolutions, because we feel it's not fair to franchise Mega Evolutions. And my franchise pick was none other than one of our amazing Pokemon from last season. We have Mew, aka Diverse. I'm going to type that name in. Any Pokemon I have a name for, I'll type it in now. Like Metagross, I don't really have a name for yet, so he's just going to rock out. But now, the reason Mew was called Diverse, if you did not know, is this. This is why it's called Diverse. Let's just hold up. Let's just slowly scroll. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Look at all of it. All of it. And these are just the moves that Showdown finds viable. Then, see right here is where it starts the usually useless moves. This thing can literally do anything it wants. Physical offense, special offense, defensive, specially defensive, set up baton pass, that's an option. And also, with the way this league is going, we have to pick 3 Pokemon that are eligible to hold Z Crystals, and I ultimately decided to make Mew one just because of all this crazy coverage it gets, and maybe there's some shenanigans I can pull with some form of setup and baton pass. However, there is something interesting to know. Just a little rule for anybody wondering about baton pass and things like Eevee or Smeargle with like Z Geomancy or Extreme Evo Boost, and that is that that is all of the Pokemon that use any Omni boosting Z moves. They are not allowed to baton pass. You can do normal setup in baton pass, but you're not allowed to like Omni boost, like boost all stats at once and then baton pass that. We found it was too overpowered. If you were to send in something like Smeargle, get the Z Geomancy up, which if you don't know what Z Geomancy does, it gives you +3 in, I believe it's special attack, special defense, and speed, +1 into attack and defense. And basically from there you can just get out into any special attacker you're eating, and it's eating hits and taking lives, and that's just way too overpowered. So we figured to counterbalance it, that's what we're doing. But Mew, I don't believe gets any Omni boosting Z moves, but Mew does have its own signature Z move that is important to note. The Mewium Z use Genesis Supernova, which I'm actually going to type that in real quick because I don't know how much damage it does. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Okay. But it does have that. Oh, there it goes. 185 power, but it also summons Psychic Terrain, so it's definitely something I can use in my favor. Because Psychic Terrain does block priority as well, so that's something I can use that could be helpful. And then, of course, in terms of stats, we just have base 100 across the board, which is always great. Always doing the most. I don't know why Showdown always takes the attack IVs out for Mew. It just does. I always like... Here's the thing. I don't ever take the IVs out because I have run physical Mew before, and it does work. Anyway. Oh my gosh. This is just bad. I can feel it. Ooh. Next up. Sorry. And this is taking forever as well. I need to pick up my pace. Next up, we have my second OU pick, which was a Season 1 veteran of the main Malamars, and that is Dragonite. Dragonite is my buddy. I know how to rock with a Dragonite. I know how to do everything with a Dragonite. You have multi-scale, obviously. Now, a lot of people do know a physical power, such as Aqua Jet. Well, Aqua Jet, not really. That's just the first thing I saw. But you have things like Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, Extreme Speed, Elemental Punches. I believe he gets all 3 of them. Earthquake, obviously. And then you got, like I said, Ice Punch, Iron Head, Outrage if you want to lock yourself in, Power Up Punch for setup, Return, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Superpower, Thunder Punch, and Waterfall. So those are all interesting. In terms of potential setup, we obviously, as you see, you have the Tailwind, you have the Substitute, Dragon Claw, or Dragon Dance you already saw, And then it also gets Light Screen. Never knew that. But it gets Hone Claws. And then also to help out, it has Heal Bell, Haze. Definitely some bulky Dragonites with Haze and Heal Bell make it somewhat of a cleric, and Roost as well. But then also in terms of the special set, you have Hurricane, Ice Beam, Heat Wave, Hidden Power Grass, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse. What else do you have? What else? Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Focus Blast. That's odd. The only hidden power that's mentioned by by Showdown for Dragonite is Hidden Power Grass. What else do we have in terms of special moves? Surf, Thunder, Thunderbolt, and then also just Thunder Wave if I need it or anything like that. In terms of stats, what we're looking at is 91 HP, base 134 attack, which is what is noted for. Defense 95, and then special defense at 100. So it's somewhat bulky, but the multi-scale, of course, always helps. If you don't know what multi-scale does, it's a essentially, as long as you're at full HP, you will take your defenses are doubled. So it's really, really good, but as soon as you take some damage, it's unfortunately gone. And then the only downside to Dragonite is that speed. That's why you're forced to pretty much run Dragon Dance, because it is that only base 80. But I've made Dragonite work in the past, and I'm proud to have him back. And I hope he's ready to go. I hope he's ready to start killing things. Oh my goodness, my throat! Anyway, we're moving on to my next pick, which was my first UU pick, I believe. And understand how the draft was going. Which, by the way, if you did not catch the draft, it is over on Twitch on twitch.tv. It's Shadowlink, so you can go check out the whole draft. We did it live. It was 6 hours. We didn't really know how live drafts work, and we learned the hard way, so we did it. But, hey, we had fun with it, did all that stuff. And, so anyway, back to this. Fairies were getting taken left and right, so I knew I had to come in and get Florges. Now, Florges literally is a Pokemon I wanted to use all 3 seasons. However, we had Season 1, Justin take it, and then into Season 2, he franchised it. So it was unfortunate I couldn't really get my hands on it. But Florges is just here to be the bouquet that she is. I probably won't stick with the name bouquet, actually. I'll probably find a flower or something to name it after. But before we go to move pool, actually, let's look at stats. Base 154 special defense. That is why you will normally see it run exactly as you're about to see. You will normally see it in terms of average competitive play. Not what I plan to do, but average competitive play, you do it like this. Because if you do it exactly like that, your defense is essentially base 112, which it's better than base 68, I'll tell you that. It's actually a little bit, yeah, okay. But so you'll see it most commonly run like this. Now there are special attacking sets, obviously. There's speedy special attacking sets, which I really don't get. But Florges will live a few hits, and it's also meant to be a cleric of sorts with access to aromatherapy, Heal Bell instead of aromatherapy. For some odd reason, they're running, I don't know, what's that move called? Imprison. If they wanted to run it, you could still get some heals off instead because you're running the opposite move. Synthesis for self-healing, Wish for Wish Pass. Calm Mind. I don't believe it gets any form of I don't believe it gets Baton Pass, but we don't need it really. Calm Mind. Then in terms of offense, obviously you have Giga Drain, Moonblast, Psychic. It's not really the widest move pool, but because of the fact that it's more used as utility rather than an attacker, a lot of people don't know what. A lot of people would not expect the Psychic or the Giga Drain, so it can catch some Pokemon off guard, get them killed, nice and easy. So I'm proud to finally get Florges in here. The only downside to Florges, which is why I believe it was UU for the entirety of 6th Gen, is because both of its abilities are useless in single battles. But you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Whew, my voice is done. My voice is done. Next up, we have Snorlax from the UU tier. I decided to go ahead and pick up Snorlax because, and honest to goodness, the only true reason I wanted Snorlax was for this right here. the Snorlax Z. I don't know why. I saw Snorlax, and I know it's done good before, and I was just like, you know what? Let me get it. Let me rock out with it. And, so I've actually never used the Snorlax in competitive play before, so it's going to be fun to kind of learn to play with. I do know there's some Assault Vest sets, some leftover rest sets. I do know that. He's just going to be the big boy. He's going to be the big boy. And obviously he is one of my Z users, because not just because of the Snorlax Z actually, but because just look at this move pool. Granted, special isn't really my thing, but hey, I mean, I've run special Malamar before, so I could make it work if I needed to. But his move pool is actually a really diverse, so it could be fun to run some Z crystals, get people caught off guard with like a Z, I don't know, Z rock slide, kill something. I don't know, it could be interesting, but that's why Snorlax is here. Next up, we are jumping down to, it is RU, and I'm trying to remember what I picked, because I've been trying to do this all without opening up my team list, but I think I might have to at this point, unless I can remember. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up real quick. I'm sorry, I just didn't think I would need it, but apparently I do. So this is my luck. Let's open this up. Oh, perfect. It's opened up off screen. Or well, I hope it's off screen. Yeah, it is. Perfect. Oh, yes. Now, I essentially had 4 RU picks, I believe. Or no, I think I had 3. I could have had 4, but at the end of the day, I only chose 3 and went to NU for one of them. But our first RU pick is Golbat, actually. Now, I do know I did have hazard removal in Diverse, and if I needed to, I believe Dragonite gets Defog, but I'm not 100%. But it's always nice to have a backup, especially something that can be really bulky with an Eviolite on it. The great thing about Golbat is that there's pretty much 2 sets you can run. You can run Defog, Roost, Defog / Haze, Roost, Super Fang, Toxic, that kind of thing, where you can stall people out, or you can be that guy like myself and run Hyper Offense with like Brave Bird, Poison Jab, Leech Life, and Quick Attack. I guess, I don't know. Zen Headbutt, to get Zen Headbutt, that'd be cool. But its stats are average. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but with Eviolite, it does get a lot better in terms of its defenses. Those both double, so it eats up quite a few hits. Hopefully, Golbat is going to put in the finest work this season and be the wall I need it to be, and also be a hazard remover. But now we are moving on to the second half, which is starting off with another RU Pokemon, and this is actually a returning member to the main Malamars as well, and that is Cindy the Gastronome. My nose is stuffed right now. Hold on. Holy schnitzel. I cannot breathe, guys. I am sorry. But, yeah, like I was saying, the Cindy the Gastronome is coming back to the main Malamars. Needed her again just because it's a great water type, great ground type, and you can run it bulky, you can run it offensive, you can run it physically offensive. Look at these stats. They may not look the best in the world, but I can make them work, and it's one of those few Pokemon I know how to use, and it's definitely great. I love running Haze on it. Personally, that's just my thing. I love running Haze. Wait, did I say Haze? I meant Clear Smog. Sorry. I am drunk. I promise I'm not actually drunk, though. We have Clear Smog, Earth Power, Ancient Power, Ice Beam, Scald, Sludge Bomb, or Sludge Wave, Surf, all as offensive moves. In terms of physical offense, you have Waterfall, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Body Slam. You got those kind of things. And then, of course, in terms of what you can do to be annoying, you have Recover, you have Toxic, and that's pretty much all you need, Recover and Toxic. And boom, congratulations, you're annoying. Congrats, you win the game. Clap. Now, to move on to the next Pokemon, we have, now, during the draft itself, I did initially say Houndoom. However, we were allowed to make, like a free agency trade if we needed it, because there was actually a lot of things left in the tiers after it was all said and done. And, I figured out there's a better fire type that fit my needs better, and it's actually my last Z move user that's chilling down in RU, and that was Emboar. Emboar, I feel as though it's a Pokemon I've always thought about drafting, but I never have. So it's fun to finally get to use it. In terms of stats, we have that base 110 HP, which is nothing to sneer at. 123 attack, 100 special attack, and then 65 for the rest of its stats. So unfortunately, like, you're gonna have to running like max HP, max defense if you want to live some hits, or special defense. But it can live like maybe 1 or 2 natural hits. You know, it's not. It's 110 HP is not nothing to sneer at now. But in terms of what it can do on the offensive side, you have, let's see, you have Earthquake, Fire Punch, Flame Charge to boost its speed, Flare Blitz to just do damage. And speaking of Flare Blitz, its ability, it has Reckless, which helps things like Flare Blitz, and I believe it also gets Head Smash, which it helps out. Yeah, but it does get Head Smash. So it does all that powerful stuff. Heavy Slam if you want to try to work against fairies, Iron Head, Poison Jab in case you don't want any of those, you just want something reliable. Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Thunder Punch, Wild Charge, Zen Headbutt. In terms of a special moveset potentially, you do have things like Scald, Overheat, Focus Blast, Hidden Power, Grass Knot. And then also, it does have a few setup options, such as Bulk Up and I said like 19 times in this video. I'm sorry. But we have Roar, my guess, and Taunt as well, just to kind of help give you those extra buffs that you might need. I don't know. But that is Emboar. Next up, we are moving down to some NU picks that I have. Oh, I did not mean to open this up. Hold on. Pew. Goodbye. Now, to open this up really quickly, and look, it is... Okay, so we actually have 3 NU picks and then our 1 PU pick left. First up, for the NU picks, we have another form of hazard removal, but also a powerful dragon counter if I need it, and it is Cryogonal. Cryogonal, which did actually get a buff in Gen 7 if you did not know. It used to be base 30 defense and base 60 HP, but they gave it 20 to both, which helps it out. Obviously a monstrous base special defense of 135, speed of 105, special attack of 95. Its attack and defense aren't all that. A lot of people do still run Ice Shard though, just for that priority. But in returns of a moveset, you have Ancient Power, Flash Cannon, Freeze Dry, Haze if you want to try to help reset stats. If you do want to try to run physical set, you also have Ice Shard knockoff. Back to the special set though, you have Ice Beam. And that's pretty much it. And Signal Beam. It's kind of like Vanillix, where its moveset's not that wide, but it does well with what its moveset is. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of little Cryogonal doing his thing. Proud of him. He's gonna just dab on him. Wait, I think I might have... I think I might have messed something up. Okay. Well, no. Cryogonal is that, but I believe actually I skipped an RU Pokemon. I believe I forgot this Pokemon was in the RU tier. So, Cryogonal was NU, but back to RU really quickly. I forgot it was RU. I thought it was NU, but it's actually RU, and it is Leavanny as my next pick. Now, Leavanny is Leavanny. Now, unfortunately, it actually does have some decent bulk to it. It's just its typing is not all that great, with a quad weakness to both fire and flying. So it is something that you definitely gonna have to play a little bit risky around, possibly a Focus Sash if you need it. But the main reason I wanted Leavanny was this move right here, Sticky Webs, because Sticky Webs, setting that up. Now, if you have noticed, while Mega Metagross is quite fast himself, and here, let's just quickly back out and show you guys everything that's here so far. Outside of the Mega Metagross, my team is not exactly the fastest thing running around, so it definitely would not hurt to have something to help speed it up. And I believe Leavanny is that exact thing that we need, but don't underestimate Leavanny as well, because it does get access to Sword Stance, I believe. Yes, it does get Sword Stance. Then it's also got X Scissor, Leaf Blade as offensive moves, Knock Off, which helps, Home Claws if you want to set it up, Poison Jab, Seed Bomb, Shadow Claw, and yeah, I mean, Leavanny just does its thing, and it can hit you hard, but it's mainly there to set up the webs. Special set is also, I guess, viable with Air Slash, Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, but I don't know how much I would be using that. I don't know. I really haven't worked with a Leavanny, so it's going to be fun to work with this season, and hopefully it can do what I needed to do. Anyway, we are moving on to our final NU pick, which this has been 3 seasons coming. The Mega Cacturne has finally drafted Cacturne. I was looking at my roster when I was down at this point, and I was looking in the tier, and I was like, what can I get that would help me? And I realized my only grass type was Leavanny. I don't believe I have a dark type either, so this fulfills both of those rather well, and it makes it do what it do. Cacturne has base 115 into both attack stats. Unfortunately, the base 60 defenses and base 55 speed is the problem with it. It also has 7 weaknesses, which is a problem. Base 70 HP, though. There's definitely some ways to make it bulkier that you can try to rock with, but Focus Sash is always an option, of course. But in terms of a move set, either physical or special, you could run Dark Pulse, Brick Break, Drain Punch, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, Foul Play, Giga Drain, Grass Knot, Low Kick, Poison Jab, Power Up Punch, Seed Bomb, Sucker Punch, which unfortunately did get that nerf, and Thunder Punch. A lot of people don't realize it gets Thunder Punch. It also gets Spiky Shield, which can help be annoying. Set up Spikes, another hazard setter. Toxic, Synthesis, obviously the Sword Stance if you want. Switcheroo, that could also be annoying. Get some people some bad things. And yeah, I'm ready to do work with it. I do know how carefully I'm gonna have to play with it because of what it can be bodied by. So it'll be interesting to use this season. I feel like I can make it work. And anyway, on to our final pick, which was in the PU tier, and that is actually one of the most left out Rotom forms, Rotom Fan. Now, if you did not know, all the Rotom forms outside of regular Rotom have the same exact stats. So, imagine this as Rotom Wash without Hydro Pump. And instead, he has Stab Air Slash. I mean, I've always loved working with Rotoms. Any form of Rotom I can work with. And it's just good to have him. You have, in terms of if you want to be offensive with him, you got Air Slash, Dark Pulse, Discharge, I guess, if you want, but most people will be running that Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam. But mostly people do take him for either the Trick, the Toxic, the Will-O-Wisp. There's also Pain Split, which is only recovery, which kind of sucks. You can slap a Hidden Power on there. If you want to run Willow or Toxic, you then also have Hex, which can do quite a few things, so it's definitely a fun little Pokemon. You can make it bulky, and then of course we always have the infamous Rotom Fan Air Balloon set, which totally is necessary with a Levitate Flying type, but you know, it's Smogon. Let them do what they do, okay? But yeah, that is all 12 of our team members for this season. And I do believe that this is going to be a great season all around. Everybody has amazing teams. A very few picks were questionable. I think they were more joke picks than anything. But I'm sorry, guys. I must be getting sick or something. But hey, if that's what they want to, if those joke picks are what they think can help them, then let them do it. Tell me how you guys think my team is. I personally think it is really balanced in terms of typings, in terms of coverage, and all that. But I've rambled on here long enough. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you guys are hyped for the Season 3. Hopefully I will be bringing you our Week 1 battle next week. And Sundays are my UPU days. I know a few other people like to do Sundays, Shadow Link, and a few other people, so hopefully you guys are hyped. But, like I said, this is going to be, until next time, this is going to be the Metagross, signing out.